guys, I've gone over this in my head so many times, and I think it's now that I made an important decision. Well, it's hard to say. We're, down!
Take bounty hunters!
Guys, we're moving. I'm gonna like this new holster. Oh hey, didn't see you guys come in. Welcome to my new humble abode. Hang on a second. Hey, come on, people, keep it down, will you? I'm trying to talk to my audience. Neighbors. Anyway, as I was trying to say, welcome to my new humble abode in the great state of... well, I better not say. Hunters and killers may still be after yours truly. But anyway, welcome to my new house. Gummy bear?
Enough target practice. It's time for your martial arts lesson.
Come on, Rager. What do I need to learn martial arts for? No one's gonna try and kung fu me after I ventilate them with my amigo here.
Now that you're a wanted man, you must be ready for anything. Word is that 3 deadly assassins are after you right now. You must be prepared. Here. Put these on.
Okay, where did you get these things from? And who told you that bad guys were after me? Where are you getting this information from?
Shut up, that's who. Now get to work.
Hey, ouch! My hair! I'm Easy Rider, and welcome to Toku Time, where everybody was kung fu fighting. Well, I know this set isn't as good as my old one. It's a work in progress. I'm moving into a new place, folks, so this is going to have to do for the time being. Well, this is going to be a first because I actually have a copy of what I'm going to be reviewing in my hands, and I can show it on the show. This is groundbreaking for me. Well, we've looked at dinosaur warriors, we've looked at ninjas, but now it's time to look at the overlooked middle child in the Mighty Morphin Super Sentai trilogy. This is Gosei Sentai Dairanger. Gosei Sentai Dairanger! First aired in 1994, 5-Star Squadron Great Ranger is a bit of a deviation from the Super Sentai norm, taking cues from Chinese mythology and various fighting styles. It was rumored that the original title for this series was Daikenger, or Great Fist Ranger. It's also the second Super Sentai series where the team is not only martial arts themed, but fueled by a powerful aura known as Chi, or Ki as it's called in Japan. It's figuratively a material energy, or life force. Name a fictional form of powerful energy, and it's most likely been inspired by Ki. It's also a cornerstone of Taoism, which is steeped in Chinese medicine, history, and martial arts. Well, enough hype. Let's earn our black belts in Dairanger Fu, shall we? Roll it! We start off with a creepy kid singing and playing with a yo-yo. Boy, this show is action-packed, isn't it? But never mind that, then we cut to a busboy? Well, actually, he's an aspiring cook. Well, and I thought only Kamen Rider had cooks as heroes. Little does he know he's being stalked by Tommy Chong? Oh crap, graboids! Call Bert Gummer, now! Ryuuseioh flees this overgrown earthworm until he's suddenly saved by Slifer the Sky Dragon here. He then wakes up in a P.F. Chang's? Well, if this day couldn't get any worse, he's soon kidnapped by 3 ruffians. Dave's not here, man. This stalker is named Kaku. He'll be the mentor for the series, and he exposits to Ryuuseioh how the thing that was chasing him was sent by the Gorma.
Gorma? 6000年前現れ、一度は人類を滅ぼそうとした恐ろしい悪魔だ。それが今また蘇ってきた。一体どういうこと？俺に関係ないじゃないか。
So they've had 6 millenniums to plan this out, and their grand return scheme is to kidnap kids with a giant toothy worm. A lot of thought went into that. The only thing that can combat these Gorma is Kirok, or Ki Power, which he demonstrates by force blowing him across the room. He then projects a blade at Ryuuseioh, which barely misses him. Thank God he chose the right person, or he would have had a murder charge on his hands. The other 3 introduce themselves to their new recruit. The cocky boxer is Shoji. This sharp-dressed hairstylist is Kazu. Yep, that's actually his job. And the strong silent one there is Daigo. He may look tough, but he's got a soft spot for animals. You'll see why later. And so Kaku dubs this team the Dairangers. Well, we've met the good, now for the bad. And as if on cue, one of them literally teleports into the show. She's named Gara. She meets up with 2 other leather-clad figures, Shaddam and Zydos. These 3 are known as the Gorma Triumvirate, and they'll basically be the generals for this show. So what did these 3 do when they're not leather bar hopping, you ask? Spying on visiting tourists, what else? Is that Daria? Well, whoever she is, she's soon being chased by a pack of BMX bikers. This is how all the feminazis imagine themselves, am I right? This new girl in town named Rin is caught and saved by Ryuuseioh. I guess he and the others just sensed where she was. Time to fight the disposable grunts for this show, named Kotoporos. They look like mimes if they were designed by David Lynch. By the way, where did Ryuuseioh get that red jacket from? Okay, I get it! Stop hitting me over the head with that, okay? God! So our heroes steal some bikes, great lesson for the kids, and flee these fearsome, battle-hardened... why are we afraid of these guys again? These things are about as fearsome as an elderly 5th grade math teacher with asthma. But our heroes suddenly get a little boxed in. So yeah, if you couldn't guess before, the Yo-Yo Kid is actually the debut monster, named Baron String. So he tosses them around, insert your own tentacle hentai joke here, until Ryuuseioh comes up with the oh-so-clever idea to kick and attack back. Well, since the gang's all here, it's time to transform with their henshin devices called aura changers. Don't question where they got them, they just did, okay?
Ki! Ryoku! Ten! Shin!
Yo!
Aura changer! Huh? お前たちは竜レンジャー天下星亮シレンジャー電源星大悟天馬レンジャー天獣星少子キリンレンジャー天使星サツ
フォーレンジャー
the team shows off their impressive skills in battle, everybody was indeed kung fu fighting. Ooh, staff to the nuts! And I thought Guy from Jetaman fought dirty. Not only is that painful to watch, but it makes for one hilarious gif on the internet. Wait, the grunts have weapons? Where were those 5 minutes ago? Ryuuseioh faces Baron's string and makes him feel the burn. The kids are saved, but Baron's string is not done yet. Grenade! Hit the dirt! Actually, it just makes him grow. Doesn't that hurt? I mean, okay, you grow 80 stories tall in the process, but wouldn't using a grenade on yourself hurt like hell? Well, there's only one way to find out. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Oh god, the pain! Kaku has an acid trip. I thought he did weed, not LSD. Well, whatever he did, it worked. The dragon from before appears again, named Ryuuseioh. Ryuuseioh uses a laser lasso to board it, okay, and he prepares to fight. He enters the cockpit and, wait, that glowing ball in the back. I've seen it before. In the Vyram lair from Jetaman? Bandora's palace? Now it's in the Dairanger's cockpit? Man, that thing sure gets around. Almost like it was a hollow prop of some sort. The others enter the cockpit as well, and Ryuuseioh is able to turn Ryuuseioh from dragon form into warrior form. Believe it or not, this was a groundbreaking mech at the time. Some would argue that Geki's Tyrannosaurus did this first, but Ryuuseioh was technically the first humanoid red mecha to fight solo without joining the other four. Ryuuseioh is armed with a staff that can use a variety of attacks, jump kicks, and even a finisher. Well, we've met our heroes and we've seen them in action, but now it's time to go over the arsenal! Each of the 5 Dairangers come equipped with a standard sword and gun, the Die Buster and Star Sword, the latter of which can be used to summon their mechs. We'll see them later. Each team member can turn their individual staff into a different weapon, such as a naginata, a spear, or a mace. They can also be used as a nifty projectile, a makeshift prison, and as we've seen, a good way to nail someone in the crotch. The team also has motorcycles called Keebers, which helps them get around. They don't really use them in battle very much, but it does drum up merchandising. The 5 of them can also join together to throw Hadokens, which turn into one badass energy ball that wipes out almost anything it hits. The Kiroku Bomber. Each team member has their own special techniques, which they can learn through Kaku's teaching or by solo intense training. No collectible gimmick needed. Early on in the show, the Gorma were up to no good, and only Daigo was there to fight. The others would not show up. This caused a bit of a shakeup in the team. Kaku basically told them to knock it off and get their act together. Remember, there's no I in team, many hands make light work, and Super Sentai is about teamwork. Not a red Senshi hogging up all the power, glory, and screen time. Oh, forget it, Hal. Just play the James Earl Jones speech.
I'll say this only once. A team is not a team if you don't give a damn about one another.
So to solve this little schism, he tells them all to sit down even though the city is in chaos. After some meditation, they enter a different plane of existence. Kaku shows them the remains of a civilization from 6,000 years ago, known as Daos. He info dumps how it used to be a peaceful civilization until the Gorma tribe started a civil war. Using a force called Yoroku, or Yo Power, they soon laid waste to the city.
民衆もいつまでも屈してはいなかった。 人々はここに潜み反抗を開始した。だが勝負は簡単にはつかなかった。お互いがお互いを殺し合い、戦いはいつ果てるともなく続き、やがて国は衰退し、全てが滅んでしまった。
ひどい。
そのゴーマが蘇り、今度は僕たちの世界を滅ぼそうとしている。
Ryuuseioh finds an ancient mural on the wall depicting 4 other heavenly beasts that helped their predecessors. They were called the mythical key beasts. They helped the Dai tribe fight the Gorma, but were supposedly destroyed. After that, they awake from their meditation, and the 5 realize how naive they were.
That's okay, we're none of us perfect.
Later, during another Gorma attack, Ryuuseioh is badly injured. Rin manages to land a hit on her face, but it scars her. That angers her so much that she makes herself grow. The team battles her and Ryuuseioh, but this Gorma girl cheats by using a bunch of kidnapped, brainwashed girls, one of whom is Rin's classmate.
Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough, no. Do you believe in life after love?
After an attack that leaves both parties injured, Ryuuseioh actually ejects our heroes from the cockpit and leaves. Quitter! Kaku, having felt the brunt of that attack, awakens and tells the others that he was controlling Ryuuseioh all along. But because of this new, more stronger Gorma, he can't do that anymore. Rin goes on a self-doubt walk, sad that she wasn't able to save her friend. She goes on a key power blasting spree. Hey, who said guys are the only ones who can go around blowing stuff up when they're angry? Suddenly, a barrage of colored balls zaps her into an apocalyptic future, but now she's back? What the hell? She informs Kaku about these visions she had, and he deduces that it could be connected to the heavenly treasure Lai balls. Snicker at that name all you want, but these ancient jewels are the key to unlocking the other 4 beasts, and maybe they could aid Ryuuseioh in battle. But apparently they were destroyed along with them. Or were they? Well, that walking Revlon factory from before attacks again with her choir from hell. But as Rin goes to help the boys, she vanishes yet again. Wouldn't this be a more opportune moment to strike? They clearly have the advantage. Rin suddenly awakens in Mad Max's backyard, I mean a Chinese desert. She soon discovers that she's there to find the Lai balls, so she goes on a quest for them. The guys head through the desert in a jeep to find her. Wait, how the hell did they get there? I don't think you can drive to a Chinese desert from Japan. The Gorman knows what Rin is looking for and head there to intercept her. She finds the Dao's ruins and goes inside. Inside she finds Ryuuseioh recuperating from the fight. It turns out he wasn't really a coward, he was just fleeing from his injuries. She finds the balls to the wall, but the Gorma attacks the ruins. The guys transform and board Ryuuseioh, who's still not 100%. Rin listens to the wind, yes, the wind, and is able to use her key power to unearth some ancient artifact in the desert under some rubble to unlock other mechs, and this is sounding familiar. The jewels give them a huge burst of key power, and the other 4 are now able to summon their key beasts. Now I know what you're thinking. Time to put them together, right? Well, not exactly. The 4 key beasts become the Heavenly Sky Palace, a flying platform for Ryuuseioh to fly around on. Kinda like a giant hoverboard. After the victory, Kaku tells Rin that she's actually a Dai tribe descendant. There's no real plot point here, just something they wanted to shoehorn in to say why Rin was getting the visions and no one else was. I mean, it's not like anyone else on this team is from the Dai tribe, right?
Well, you say that.
A few episodes later, Ryo meets his father in a subplot that is so derivative of Star Wars, I've decided to skip it entirely. No, I'm not joking. Even the music is a ripoff. Just listen. Anyway, it turns out that Ryo's father was a Dai tribe member that turned evil. He was originally the leader of the Dairangers that preceded them, but turned evil. And before he dies, he gives them the power to combine all 5 of their mechs together. Now it's that time. And of course, if you've seen Mighty Morphin Season 2, you know exactly what this thing can do. Later on, Daigo is introduced to another member of the Dai tribe and the Dao civilization, one he freed from a mirror monster Gorma, named Kujaku. She's a follower of the Peacock Buddha, based on a real wisdom king in the Buddhist pantheon. She seems to have an ongoing rivalry with Gaara, which rages on as the series unfolds. And if you couldn't tell, Daigo is obviously crushing on her.
Why would you forget about her? She's 10,000 years old.
But he discovers that she's not as nice as she once was. Thankfully, he's able to snap her out of her vengeful ways. She then leaves. Okay then. Later, the team runs into an old man who wants to play the most extreme game of Ultimate Frisbee. He then promptly disappears after cracking his neck about 10 times. Might I suggest more calcium in your diet? They tell the others about this old man, and Rin is reminded of someone she knows. And sure enough, we discover that it's her grandfather? He greets her by being in her apartment and washing her unmentionables. Great, he's into incest. Perverted, overbearing, and now clumsy? This guy's going for the wise old mentor trifecta. Oh wait, he's not her grandfather, he's just her grandma's younger brother? Wouldn't that make him her great-uncle? I'm so confused. Kaku shows up to introduce him as Grandmaster Guhan, the Grandmaster who instructed him. He tells him that he's a great weapons inventor. He created the Aura Changers and by extension all their arsenal. He reveals that the Frisbee is his newest invention, the Dairen'oh, or Big Wheel Blade. Guhan tells them that in China, this new Gorma swallowed his wife. Oh, I'm sorry, it was his 20-year-old fiancé. Classy. He gives Rin another Dairen'oh, but she must learn how to use it first. You know what that means? Training montage!
Now I know I will.
Now do you see why she made my top 10 badass babes of Super Sentai list?
I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
Gohan and our heroes manage to save the girl, but Shaddam is interested in the strange sword she possesses. When our heroes get in a fight with them, we discover that their faces are liquid metal. But forget you saw that, time for the new weapon debut.
よし来た
どうしてみんな大連携を持ってるの
お前だけがもらったなんて思ったら大間違いだぜみんな行くぜ大連携大連拳気力シュートとは5人が気力を大連拳に込め猛烈なスピードで打ち出す必殺技である感心してる場合じゃない赤パーツ
Gohan prepares to leave with his arm candy, but not before inserting that sword into a solid stone. She tries to remove it, but she can't. No one can. It'll stay there until the one who possesses the right ability comes along and removes it. They will be the 6th Dairanger.
果たしてそれは誰なのか白虎神拳はその人間が現れるのを静かに待っていた